Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today I want to talk about the future of New World, and I want to make this video because just yesterday it was announced that Amazon Games is going to be developing a new Lord of the Rings MMO. And not only that, but the game is being developed by the same team, the same uh, studio that's making New World, that made New World. So this is as you can see right here. Let me find it real quick. Orange County. Amazon Games Orange County. This is a subdivision within the Amazon Games umbrella, I guess you can call it, like the game developer umbrella. It's multiple game studios within Amazon Games, and this is the studio that made or and is working on New World. So um, let's take a look at some statistics for New World that I think a lot of New World players probably overlook. Um, so the game was released in 2021, right? It was released late 2021, in September. It is Today is May 16th, 2023. So let's scroll down here. Let's look at let's go to the Steam New World Steam page. So here's the New World Steam page. As you can see, let's look at a few things. So the reviews, right? It's mixed. The reviews are mixed. Over 200,000 players. Players have reviewed the game, and as of today, it has a mixed review. Okay. The online players right now, 14,000, which is not bad for an MMO. It's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. The peak today, 18,000, which is also not bad for an MMO. The all-time peak, nearly 1 million. And this was during the launch of the game. So that's a lot, right? A lot of people played this game when it was released. But the New World problem is that they couldn't retain players. They couldn't retain the players. So the game does have a lot of followers, but Amazon Games' problem that I'm pretty sure they know is that they couldn't retain players even after an expansion. So let's take a look at again the SteamDB page. And I will show you some graphs. So this is the lifetime player count history, okay? Entire history from the day the game launched all the way to today, okay? So the peak was September 30th, 2021. A few days after release, maybe what is that, 2 days after release or something like that? Or like a week after release. The game peaked at nearly 1 million players. But as you can see the chart, it kept going down. It kept going down, 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 down. And by the end of the year, they were all the way down to 100K, 117K players. So within a few months, player base went down dramatically. Now this could be due to multiple factors, but it's because because I did play the games because there wasn't much to do in the game. Once you hit the max level, once you've completed all the quests, there was nothing in the game, any mechanics or anything interesting that would keep players playing. So players quit. Players stopped playing. And as you can see right here, they had 2 free weekends where you were able to play the game for free for a weekend. This was in April of last year, 2021. 2022. But as you can see, the player base did not even jump. I mean, it jumped a little bit, but not at all. Like, not much. Like, very tiny. Like, just a tiny jump. But as you can see, even in the free weekend, they didn't retain players. People did not buy the game after the free weekend was over. So, you keep going here. This is when they released the expansion. Expansion was released. Boom, they went up 137k players again, and the same trend we saw when it launched happened when the expansion was released. Yes, people got on the game, they installed the game again, they started playing again to do everything in the expansion, check out the expansion, and then boom, it starts going down. And here's the thing, after the expansion was released, Amazon Games noticed, hey, look, we got a bump in the player base, so let's do a free weekend. October 27th was the expansion released. December 15th, they did a free weekend. Once again, they couldn't retain players. So, major issue with New World, player retention. And in my opinion, they can still try to get players playing again, but it's going to be very difficult. Very difficult. It seems like the New World ship has kind of sailed as far as, in a business sense. So, Amazon Games can either do, they can do some things here, okay? They can do another free weekend, okay? But that's not going to do much because history shows that free weekends for them didn't really help. They can release another expansion, of course, but even that showed that really doesn't keep players around still. So they have to change the game mechanics. They have to introduce things in the game that would make sense to players to keep playing the game and to log in and do quests and just play, right? Sorry about the noise in the background. Somebody's vacuuming as I'm making this video. I apologize. So, New World needs to go free to play. It needs to go free to play, and that will either make or break the game. That will either boost the player base significantly, and they can make money. And Amazon Games model can switch to making money from either cosmetics, microtransactions in the game, or they can release paid expansions. But first, before you start talking about paid expansions, you have to actually be making money from the microtransactions and the cosmetics and things like that in the game to justify continuous development of the game. If you're not making money from it, you can't pay developers and allocate resources and team members to make updates for the game. So, to wrap it all up in a package, the team that's working on New World is going to be shifting to work on the Lord of the Rings MMO. The future of New World relies on how much money it makes going forward. And yeah, the game has to go free to play. Okay? And once the game goes free to play, if it gets a major bump in the player base, if people are like, hey, this game is free, let's go play it now, and they like the game and they decide to spend money on the microtransactions, excuse me, and Steam Games makes money, then they can release more updates for the game. But if the game goes free to play and the player base doesn't go up at all, they make no money from microtransactions, they might shut the game down. That is really the only thing that makes sense if you're a business, right? You're not making any money, nobody's playing your game, nobody's buying your game, nobody's buying the products that are in your game. We have to shut it down. Okay, but Amazon has a lot of money. I doubt they would shut down the game. I think they would just stop updating it, and it will just be as is, right? So, yeah, that's all for today, guys. The future of New World. We'll see how it goes. Take care, everyone. Peace out.